Think about it. It's actually quite a logical step. If you had only one real friend in the world and everyone else treated you like absolute garbage, acted as if they'd be better off without you, and then one day your only real friend said, "I'm leaving to chase my dreams," would you not want to go with them? What has this village done for Naruto that he should care what they think about him? To be frank, Naruto's obsession with becoming Hokage in the first place was just a completely spite-motivated dream. Not too unlike Sasuke, who dreamed of justice. Naruto did as well, but only he wanted to go about it a different way. But what if Naruto wanted his own brand of justice and left with Sasuke? Well, I guess we'll never know, now will we? Unless... Welcome to the Amagi. Before we begin, only 25% of our viewers are subscribed, so if you're a fan of the video, please like and double check that you're subscribed, and with that out of the way, let's get into the video. Naruto laid on his bed, looking up at the ceiling. The ceiling fan was spinning slowly, and he gazed into it, through it, in a daze. His eyes slightly drooping, his mouth hanging open as if he were unconscious, yet he was. He was very conscious, just locked deeply away in the recesses of his own mind, thinking. The Chunin exams were an absolute disaster. The death of Hiruzen, the destruction of the village. He could never unsee Konohamaru's face when he was told that his grandfather was never coming home. He tried so desperately to delete that memory from his mind, but the human body doesn't work like that. We don't get to decide what we want to remember and what to forget. Naruto struggled with that dilemma day in and day out, attempting to forget and forgive the mistakes people had made regarding him, attempting to forget what Hiruzen had done, or better yet, the lack of things he had done. Naruto felt like absolute trash. As he stood over the grave of Hiruzen, he looked down into the hole at the urn and could not bring himself to cry. He tried. Heavens help him, he tried. But the tears wouldn't come. Naruto wondered if it were possible that he could be too sad to cry, but no. That had nothing to do with it. It was lingering resentment. He didn't care about me, so why should I care about him, was a thought that ran through his mind. Naruto was appalled at such an intrusive thought. He had attempted to convince himself that it wasn't true as he consoled Konohamaru in his affectionate embrace, but it couldn't be more true. Naruto hated to admit it, but he just couldn't bring himself to care that much about Hiruzen's passing. Maybe Naruto was going to hell for that, but at the same time, Naruto had been in hell for every day of his life, and the only person who could alleviate that would simply watch from the sidelines. Yeah, there were a few good memories that Naruto held onto, and for those memories, Naruto put his heart into giving Konohamaru the kindness he deserved. But for every time Naruto woke up in an empty house, for every time he came home to tend to wounds he received without explanation from angry villagers, for times when Hiruzen's presence was absent on the hardest days of his life, for each of those, Naruto's face grew stoic. He was old, Naruto told himself. Old people die. How cringe. What a cringe statement. If not Orochimaru, then a heart attack, or maybe choking on his rice pudding. Naruto felt like a true damned soul for thinking so heartlessly, but at the same time he came to his senses as he realized that he was giving off a goofy grin while staring at the ceiling. Naruto sat forward, his hand on his jaw, his thumb and index finger measuring the degrees of his smile, only for that smile to slowly become a disgusted scowl. I hate myself for thinking like this, Naruto thought within himself. But then he was answered by himself, his own dark counterpart within his head. No, you hate Hiruzen, and you have every right to. He didn't care about you. Naruto shook his head. No, I loved Mr. Hiruzen. You hated him. No, Naruto said out loud. I loved him. You hated him. Naruto threw the flower vase on the nightstand beside his bed at the wall. Shut up. I loved him. I would have died for him. From behind Naruto, the shadow of his inner self appeared, his eyes red and glowing in the darkness, his skin a darker shade of gray than the light beige Naruto normally possessed, his blonde hair now not much different from the color silver. Don't deny it, the shadow said. Hiruzen didn't care. Nobody cares about you. You have no obligation to care for anyone. Naruto thought back. No one person loves me. Jiraiya. Naruto thought back to Jiraiya, how he would train him for a month, how he took him to recruit Tsunade, how he helped him fight Orochimaru. Orochimaru. That man was the cause of all of Naruto's suffering right now. He's not, the shadow said. Orochimaru hasn't done a thing to hurt you. If anything, you're pleased with what he's done. Why don't you shut up? Why don't you leave me alone? Naruto shouted at his shadow, likely raising the alarm of his neighbors who probably wondered what that damn fool fox was doing in the room above. But the shadow came up from behind him to give Naruto a bit of a hug. I'm simply speaking what's on your heart, the heart you're burying. The heart you're trying to force to be quiet. You won't admit it, you're hurt. You're really hurt right now, and the pain started long before Orochimaru's attack. You hate to admit this, but Orochimaru's attack somehow brought you peace. You feel the form of justice. Naruto would turn over in bed and close his eyes. He would cover his head with a pillow. Be gone! I don't need to hear your lies! The shadow lingered a bit longer. Cover your head if you will, but I remain inside you. I am you. Sooner or later, you'll heed my words. And with that, Naruto was left in silence. As the night passed, Sasuke was at home resting, having only freshly gotten out of the hospital. As he sat in his home, he could only think about how Naruto had fought with him. He kept seeing that water tower. Sasuke had punctured it with his Chidori. Naruto had blown a hole clean through with his Rasengan. Naruto of all people had surpassed his power. That was an insult, a spit in his face. Sasuke possessed so much potential, and he worked so hard all the time to grow stronger. Naruto, the class clown, he BS'd his way into power. He literally sneezed his way into power. So what? Was Sasuke's entire life a lie? Was his every attempt to grow stronger just a lie? Was there any worth to anything he'd done? If he could be surpassed so easily by the likes of Naruto, then what hope was there to catch up with Itachi? There was none. Not at this rate. Not in this village. Just then, the Sound Four entered his apartment. He hadn't heard them. He hadn't even sensed them until they spoke. Poor Sasuke. All he's ever wanted was strength, and yet even Naruto surpasses him. It's comical, really. Tragic. Sasuke sits up, pulling 3 shuriken from the pouch he kept below his pillow, throwing them at the Sound Four, each one dodging as if the shuriken weren't really moving at all. Really? Was that really your best? One of the voices said. Cut him some slack, he looks sweepy, came a female voice in a mocking tone. Sasuke stood and pulled a kunai and rushed at the girl who brought up her flute casually with such speed that it made Sasuke feel like he was moving in slow motion. She began to play it and Sasuke lost control of his motor functions before face-planting into the nearby wall. One of the boys approached him and sat him up against the wall. He knelt down to be at Sasuke's height. Frankly, I don't see what Orochimaru sees in you. You're so weak, but who am I to doubt my master? Maybe you could be strong too. If you were smarter, that is. Sasuke struggled to move as if wanting to attack the boy for being so brutally honest. The boy pointed to a mark on his neck. You have this, just like us, but you never use it. You refuse to use it. It's pathetic. You cry about your weakness, yet refuse to use the power you've been given. You could be so much more with this power, and it goes so much deeper than you think. Sasuke grunted as he attempted to move and attack his adversary again, though he couldn't. The boy rolled his eyes. Why do you refuse our master? Is it out of loyalty for this village? Why does that matter to you? Is this village going to help you solve your problems? Is it going to help you accomplish your dreams? Your dreams are yours and yours alone to accomplish. Do not be weighed down by your loyalties, by these forged bonds that have attempted to connect you to something that would so easily throw you away when it's beneficial. Hell, I'm not even asking you to be loyal to Orochimaru. I'm asking you to become strong. If you want something, then go after it, regardless of the consequences. Or do you truly not wish to avenge your clan? Sasuke mustered the strength to spit in the boy's face. The boy closed his eyes, grit his teeth, and wiped away the saliva now covering his face. He pressed Sasuke's head to the wall. You should feel very, very ashamed right now. So ashamed that I've not even deigned you worthy to kill. You're just not worth the effort of ending your life. You're a fly to me, a worm, a speck of dust. You are nothing. As he said these things, memories of Itachi flashed through Sasuke's mind. The same thing. Itachi had told him the same thing. He groaned and struggled to move. The boy looked at Sasuke and scoffed. What's this? Are you crying? Did I make little babies sad? Then do something about it. Make something of yourself. Or have you forgotten what you've lived your life for up until this moment? The boy stood and returned to his team's side. We'll be waiting outside until daybreak. If you decide to actually make something of yourself, come find us. Otherwise, we're leaving you here to rot in your squalor. They then disappeared. As they did, the genjutsu that left his body paralyzed was released and he could move again. He sat forward and clenched his hands to make sure that he was truly free. Then he smashed the wall with his fist, leaving a crater in the wall the shape of his hand. Damn it, he said as he realized just how weak he was. Damn it, he shouted as he realized just how far he was from his dream. Damn it, he screamed as he realized just how humiliating it was to work so hard and get nowhere. As he laid his head back, he finally decided that maybe it was time to sever these connections. Maybe it was time to fully prioritize his strength. The next day, Naruto was informed of what had happened. Sasuke had left the village to join Orochimaru, and currently there is a team forming to find him. Naruto, of course, would join that team, the Sasuke Recovery Team. Naruto would join, where he'd be informed about what happened, and where Sakura would beg him to bring Sasuke home. Naruto would promise her, and then the team would go off. As they continued on, they found the sound 4, and each time they grew close, a member would peel off to face them, with a member of the recovery mission breaking off to fight back. They would continue to run until Sasuke, coming out of his container, would begin to flee on his own. Naruto would chase him, only to be stopped by Kimimaro. But Naruto would be rescued by Rock Lee, and eventually Gaara, letting him continue to chase Sasuke further. Naruto chased Sasuke to the Valley of the End. "Wait, Sasuke, just wait." Sasuke stopped and turned around. "What is it?" Naruto stood there panting, attempting to catch his breath. "What are you doing?" he said as he continued to breathe, his lungs burning from working overdrive just to catch up. Sasuke looked away from Naruto. "I'm leaving the village, Naruto." Silence ensued for a few moments. Naruto then spoke. "But why? Why are you leaving the village?" "Because I'll never grow stronger that way, Naruto. I'll never grow stronger if I stay there." "What about me?" Naruto asked. "You're the reason I'm leaving, Naruto," Sasuke said. That struck Naruto like a truck. You're leaving because of me? What did I do? You're saying you don't want to be my friend anymore?" Sasuke didn't look back at Naruto. "I'm leaving because you showed me a problem in myself. I've not been paying attention to myself and my needs. I've been neglecting my dream, and if I don't buckle down, I'll never complete it." Naruto listened to him. "But aren't we friends?" Sasuke's shoulders lowered. To a point, Sasuke didn't realize he'd been so stiff and pent up. "I never said that, Naruto. I never said that we weren't still friends. But sometimes paths diverge. Even if we really like someone, it doesn't mean that we're destined to be with them all of our lives. Destiny's river keeps flowing. This valley is a demonstration of that." Naruto looked around the valley, the two statues that they stood on top of, and the water flowing beneath them. Sasuke continued. "Hashirama Senju and Madara Uchiha were best friends, just like us, but their needs and desires led them apart. They killed each other, Sasuke." Sasuke thought about it. Fate willed it. Naruto stood there, just looking at him. Water dripped from his cheek. He couldn't tell if that was the spray of the waterfall between the two statues, or if it was tears from his own breaking heart. Their paths, desires, and motivations. Hashirama Senju and Madara Uchiha both had different life paths, and even though they were friends, they needed to fulfill their responsibilities to themselves. There was no hatred between them, only the duties they held to themselves and their dreams. And that pit them against each other. Sasuke finally turned to look at Naruto. "Naruto, my dream is to avenge my clan, and to rebuild it. Go back to the village. Tell Sakura that someday I'll come back for her, and she and I will fulfill our dreams together. But for now, she needs to let me go. Have faith in me." "And what of my dreams?" Naruto asked. "Are your dreams not to become Hokage?" Sasuke asked. "If so, then you should return to the village. Continue to grow stronger under our sensei and then take your rightful place." Naruto shook his head. "No!" Sasuke was confused. "What? Why not?" Naruto began to cry. "Because the only reason that I wanted to be Hokage in the first place was to be recognized, to be treated kindly and loved. I never had that, Sasuke. I know I don't know the pain of you having lost everything you cared about, but I have my own brand of suffering in never having known love in the first place. I'm alone, Sasuke." Sasuke stood and listened to him. When Naruto reached a long span of silence, Sasuke spoke. "Then what is your dream, Naruto?" Naruto heaved and whimpered, rubbing the tears from his eyes. "I just want someone to be happy I'm in their life." Sasuke was stunned by how starved of affection Naruto truly was, in so much that he would base his entire life plan around finding that thing that most people were born with. A moment passed as the rushing water carried away any possible animosity between them. Sasuke leapt from the statue of Madara to the statue of Hashirama, where he embraced Naruto tightly. "I'm glad you're in my life, Naruto," he said to him. Naruto wrapped his arms around him as well. "Please, don't leave me, Sasuke. The people of the village hate me. You're the only one who's ever understood me, who's ever cared for me in any meaningful way. You see past the things I can't help, and you treat me not as a demon, not as a nuisance, but as a person with feelings and struggles. You treat me like a brother, and I can't let that go. I'm not ready to let that go." "Who said you had to let that go?" Sasuke asked. "Who told you that you needed to let it go?" Naruto shook his head. "How can we continue if you leave? Without you in the village, I don't know what to fight for anymore. Am I fighting for the respect of people who hate me? Can I ever truly be respected? Can I ever have a fair shake at becoming Hokage? I just want my friends. I don't want the bonds we forged to be cast aside. I don't want to lose that." Sasuke held Naruto close. "Naruto, what are you saying?" Naruto was silent for a moment. "What I'm saying is, take me with you." Sasuke was surprised. "Take you with me?" He thought about it for a moment. "I don't know if that's such a good idea, Naruto. Orochimaru isn't the kind of person to just take in strays. He needs a reason to have you around. It's give and take. You gotta have something to give if you want something in return. That's how it works. Naruto began scrambling to find something. I have a tailed beast. Sasuke cocked his head. So you're going to offer to be a weapon for Orochimaru. Well, what are you offering him, Naruto asked. The only thing he wants, my body. But you can't. How will you ever complete your dreams if you let him take over your existence? I said I was offering him my body, never that I planned to give it to him, Sasuke chuckled. But that's a dangerous game, Sasuke. It's risky. There can be no reward unless there's risk. I'm gonna try and swindle him. I'm banking on my ability to grow, hoping it surpasses his expectations and allows me to overcome him when the time is right. Naruto listened to him. I'm willing to come too. I just don't want to lose my friend. I want to support you and your dream. Sasuke smiles. If you're absolutely certain, then you can follow me. Naruto nodded and began to follow Sasuke off. He slowly had some reservations the further they went. He was becoming a rogue shinobi. And what would Sakura think of this? Jiraiya. He did have people who cared about him. Was he betraying them? It hurt to think about, but at the same time he pushed it from his mind. As they reached the border of Otogakure, Sasuke stopped him. Alright Naruto, this is Orochimaru's hideout. This is your last chance to go back to Konoha. If you don't, you'll be branded a rogue shinobi too. You've not betrayed the village yet, but if you cross this border, there'll be no going back. Are you sure about this? Naruto looked down at the entrance, a small border at the gate. He then looked to Sasuke. He gave a weak smile and stepped over the border. Sasuke took a deep breath. He turned around and began to walk off with Naruto. He led them toward the location where Orochimaru might be. Upon entering the facility, they had to give up most of their weapons and items. Moving deeper, they'd find Orochimaru sitting in a chair, a new body having been recently taken. In doing so, he seemed to have restored function to his arms. Welcome, Sasuke, he said with a voice all too familiar. And I see you've brought a friend. Sasuke looked over. This is Naruto. He's my friend, and he decided to leave the village with me. Orochimaru sat forward. No need for introduction, Sasuke. I know him. We've met on many occasions, actually. What is it that you hope to gain, Naruto? What is it that I can provide for you? Naruto thought about it. It's not as complicated as that. Sasuke's my friend, and I have painfully few of those. I followed him here because I want to keep cultivating our friendship. I'm not ready to let go. Orochimaru nodded. Friendship. Loyalty. How refreshing. In the shinobi world, loyalty to one's village is the most important aspect. But sadly, the village is rarely as loyal to its shinobi as they are to it. To see a shinobi loyal to a friend instead of the village is a beautiful sight. But all in all, I don't allow you to stay here rent-free. Surely you have something to offer me. Naruto nodded. I have a tailed beast. I can use it to help you. Orochimaru sat back. He thought about it. It was then that Kabuto appeared. He whispered something into Orochimaru's ear. Orochimaru would think about it for a moment before looking to them both. Would you both submit to a physical examination? Sasuke was confused. For what reason? To ensure I'm getting bang for my buck. I recall pouring many resources into Kimimaro, making him the strongest of my shinobi, only to realize far too late that his illness had entered a terminal stage. I do not wish to make the same mistake twice. So please submit to a physical examination and I'll decide whether to accept you into my village or not. Sasuke was a little confused, but he didn't fight against it. He submitted to the physical, as did Naruto. The two would be examined to see what their physical health was and would have blood drawn from them for testing. Enough that they came close to passing out. But after a little rest and a little something to put a pep in their step, they were up and moving once again. Orochimaru would then summon them to his office. There, Orochimaru would tell them that he would accept them both under his tutelage, and would train them both to reach the highest echelons of power. Enough for Sasuke to get revenge on his brother, and enough for Naruto to get revenge on the Leaf. Both graciously accepted, and from here the two would begin their training. Kabuto would bring them to their own private headquarters where they could rest if they wanted to. After all, it had been a trying day and they were likely in need of a nap. And so the two settled in for the night. As Sasuke lay in his bed, he looked over to the other side of the room, at Naruto's bed, as he also got settled in. Well, what do you think, Naruto? You're not gonna panic, are you? Naruto shook his head. No, I have my friend. If I feel bad in any way, it's that I left behind Sakura, Kakashi, and Jiraiya-sensei. But other than that, I'm fine. And as you said, we will go back one day. Sasuke nodded. We will, but we need to get stronger. Naruto and Sasuke would then proceed to fall asleep. Elsewhere, Orochimaru and Kabuto were talking. Are you certain of the findings? Orochimaru asked. Kabuto nodded. Yes, they seem to have a near match, but not completely. Each one separately possesses half. It may be possible to synthesize with them together. Orochimaru smiled. Make it so then. Begin running experiments. Kabuto obliged. Orochimaru sat back and contemplated the luck he had fallen into. This was so much better than he could have ever expected. This was better than just the Sharingan alone. He was going to become the most powerful shinobi to ever exist. That was the simple fact. Soon he would be out of death's reach, and he'd be able to learn everything there was to learn without restriction. Day in and day out, Naruto and Sasuke trained. Without end they trained, growing stronger, taking various forms of performance-enhancing substances as provided by Orochimaru. Despite this, Sasuke got the strange feeling like Orochimaru was holding out on him. Sasuke still had his curse mark, and Naruto was still working on controlling his tailed beast. He had mastered what Orochimaru had called his version 1 cloak, but his version 2 was still well out of reach. Naruto, Sasuke said one day when they were alone after training. Naruto looked to him. What is it? Sasuke looked around. Do you get the distinct feeling that Orochimaru's holding out on us? What do you mean? Naruto asked. What I mean is, do you not feel that maybe Orochimaru doesn't want us growing too strong because he's afraid of how far we'll go? That maybe we'll get too powerful? Naruto shrugged. Now that you mention it, it seems like the training has gotten too easy. But then again, it's not like I didn't expect such a thing. I knew it would come to this. You did? Sasuke asked. Naruto looked to him as if he couldn't believe that Sasuke was asking this. I told you when we first got here all those years ago that he wouldn't let us overtake him. Orochimaru isn't honest, and he's not doing this for anyone but himself. He needs you to need him, or else all his power goes away. The moment we stop needing him, he loses us, and he knows that, and we know that. So the training we're doing now is inconsequential. We're no longer in need of his training because he'll never let us go past where we are now. We've plateaued. Now is the time to leave. Sasuke thought about it. Do you think we could beat him if we tried? Naruto thought about it. I don't know. Are you planning that? Do you really want to try to eliminate him when we leave? Sasuke nodded. Yes, we're rogue shinobi. Konoha probably has a bounty on our heads. But if we deliver a head that's even higher in the bingo book to them, they may overlook our indiscretions. I say that for you, you bring Orochimaru's head, and for me, I bring Itachi's. Then we can return to Konoha together, and likely be forgiven for our desertion. Call it a long game. We would have people in the village who stand up for us, so more than likely we can play this off as an attempt to assassinate the 2 highest criminals on Konoha's hit list. Naruto nodded in understanding. Then we should do some more training. We should train together and push each other to go even further. Then maybe we can handle Orochimaru. Sounds like a plan, Sasuke said. Let's get to work. The two of them would work even harder while training. Eventually, Orochimaru would send them on a mission to deliver research materials to one of his facilities. Naruto and Sasuke would meet Karin there. Naruto was surprised to see her for the first time. Wait, Karin Uzumaki? Sasuke looked to Naruto. Do you know her? Naruto shook his head. No, but she's an Uzumaki, a member of my clan, a dead clan. Shock drew across Karin's face. Wait, your name is Naruto Uzumaki? She asked. He nodded. While these two were shocked by the relation to each other that they had, Sasuke snuck off to investigate. He was originally here only to deliver materials, but he was taking this extra time to search for allies to use against Itachi. It was then that he learned of Suigetsu and Jugo. He began to wonder just how powerful these two could make him. They would make good allies, but just to be sure, how about a test? Sasuke would free Suigetsu from prison, and together with Naruto and Karin, Sasuke would attempt to recapture Suigetsu. During this time, Sasuke grew fairly impressed by Suigetsu's abilities. They would then defeat him and have him locked away again, but Sasuke was now feeling that he had some ideas to make him a good ally. And so Naruto and Sasuke would return to Orochimaru to report on everything that had happened, which would make Orochimaru pleased. He would dismiss them. Naruto and Sasuke would then take to their rooms, where they would pretend to rest. Is today the day? Naruto asked. Sasuke nodded. Today is the day. I feel we've grown strong enough, and Orochimaru seems to be in that awkward stage between bodies. He will attempt to take mine soon, but for now he's weakened. I say we strike now. And so, together, the two of them would make their way to Orochimaru's bedroom where he was resting. They were fully willing to go full Darth Plagueis on the guy. As they came into the room in an attempt to strike Orochimaru from a distance, they would just barely be able to dodge an attack as well. They were shocked. Orochimaru stood there and popped his neck a little and looked at them with a touch of pride on his face. Around Orochimaru, 8 black orbs floated. It was a technique that Sasuke and Naruto had never seen before. Orochimaru spoke. How pathetic. You truly believed you could assassinate me. You didn't think I'd hear you two conspiring against me behind my back? I have eyes and ears everywhere, but that's okay. I got what I wanted out of it. I thought you wanted my body, Sasuke said. Orochimaru smiled. Don't worry, I still do. But I got what I planned for the longest time. 6 Paths Chakra. Naruto was confused. What? Orochimaru elaborated. The Sage of Six Paths possessed a chakra type unseen before, or ever seen since, one of the more elusive abilities. But strangely, when I had you two perform a physical, I discovered that your two chakras, when mixed together, could form Six Paths chakra. So I began to produce as much of it as possible from your many tests over the years, and because of that, I have gained true Six Paths Sage mode. Sasuke looked to Naruto, who looked to Sasuke as well. Neither were sure they were quite ready for this, but there was no turning back now. They rushed forward to strike Orochimaru, but Orochimaru would push them both back with his Truth Seeker orbs. As Naruto and Sasuke would fly back, Orochimaru went on the offensive and began to rush them, turning one of his orbs into a spear to strike them with. I will take your body, Sasuke, and when your body mixes with my Six Paths chakra, I'll progress even more than this. I'll possess more than just a simple Sharingan. I'll possess the Sage's own Rinnegan. Sasuke jumped over the staff swipes as Naruto came in from behind in his version 1 cloak. Sasuke entered his stage 2 curse mark form to aid Naruto. The two of them attempted to coordinate an attack on Orochimaru, but Orochimaru ruined their combo by covering himself in a single massive Truth Seeker orb, using it like a shield. Orochimaru would knock Sasuke away and throw his staff at Naruto, piercing his stomach and pinning him to the wall. Sasuke saw this. No, Naruto! Sasuke roared as his Sharingan mutated into a Mangekyo Sharingan. He would rush Orochimaru once again, this time supplementing his attacks with Susanoo and Amaterasu. However, as Orochimaru held out his hand, he would catch the Susanoo and would use the Predapath to absorb the Amaterasu and Susanoo armor. He would then knock him away. Sasuke would stand and look to his left to see Naruto still there. He would remove the spear from Naruto's gut and would help him stand. Naruto, can you hear me? Naruto would look to him weakly. Sasuke would speak again. I'm sorry I got us into this, Naruto. We should have stayed in Konoha. Naruto would then take Sasuke's hand. What? What is it? Sasuke would ask. Naruto would speak. Six Paths chakra. Sasuke would nod. Yeah, Orochimaru has Six Paths chakra. No, you'd need Six Paths chakra. Naruto began funneling his chakra into Sasuke, knowing that he was their only chance now. As he did this, Sasuke felt a powerful change in himself. As he and Naruto's chakra mixed, he didn't understand it at all. He didn't understand what had caused this or why he and Naruto's chakra could make Six Paths chakra, but it could. After the chakra mixed, Sasuke's Sharingan evolved into Rinnegan. Orochimaru grew frustrated. No, those eyes are mine. I will have them. Orochimaru took his true form, preparing to absorb Sasuke. He would slither forward, firing his truth-seeking orbs at Sasuke. Sasuke would knock them to the side with his blade. He would then use the Diva Path to push Orochimaru away. Orochimaru would attempt to use fire-style ninjutsu to breathe fire at Sasuke, but Sasuke would raise his hand to absorb it. He would then rush forward. Orochimaru would attempt to spit paralyzing poison at Sasuke, but he would dodge it with the extra reaction time his new Rinnegan gave him. He would then jump and sever the beast in two. And in that moment, the battle was over. Sasuke would sheathe his blade and turn back to Naruto. He would rush over to check if he was okay. He was bleeding pretty badly and was weak. I won't let you die, Sasuke said as he pressed his hand to Naruto's stomach to heal the wound. He would use his yin-yang release, creation of all things technique to restore Naruto's flesh and blood, and then would transfer some of his chakra to help revive Naruto. Naruto's eyes opened. Huh? Sasuke sighed with relief after having been afraid that he'd lost his friend. He would then hug him. I was so afraid. Naruto hugged him back. It's okay. I'm okay. Sasuke would look back at Orochimaru. We won't be alone for long. We need to get out of here. Can you walk? Naruto nodded and stood. Together the two would make a quick escape into the night. Taking a moment to rest, Naruto looked at Sasuke and smiled. We did it. We killed Orochimaru. Sasuke nodded. That's half the targets we need to take out before we can return to Konoha. What do we do next? Naruto asked. Sasuke thought about it for a moment. First, we'll go recruit a small team. I'm thinking Karin, Suigetsu, and maybe that Jugo fellow. Then, after that, we'll track down our last target. Is it time to fulfill your dream, Sasuke? Sasuke nodded. Yes, it's time to fulfill my dream. It's time to kill Itachi. And I think that seems like a good place to call it quits for now. Honestly, this story makes a lot of sense to me. There's nothing that truly binds Naruto to Konoha in part 1, besides his desire and need to be accepted. But if someone who already did accept him, the only person to actually accept him, ever left, why wouldn't Naruto? I hope you enjoyed this story. I was afraid that the Six Paths Chakra Plato line would come across as out of nowhere, but if anyone would know how to produce it, it would be Orochimaru. And considering that all it takes is Sasuke's and Naruto's chakra, it's perfectly plausible to think that Orochimaru would be able to synthesize Six Paths chakra. This likely means that Naruto and Sasuke would get it a little earlier too. and so I thought I'd run with that. But what did you think about this? Did it seem too forced, or did you find it perfectly placed? Let me know in the comments below. If you liked the video, please be sure to click that thumbs up button, and if you would like to see more content like this, be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of when newer videos like this drop. Until next time, peace.